What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Chad's Home. Today we are sitting here with Snare Noise. What's up, y'all?
Hello.
What's good?
All the way from Hesperia.
Yeah.
Apple Valley?
Yeah.
Hesperia?
Hesperia.
Hesperia. There we go.
There we go.
Thanks for making the drive. I know it's kind of a long
cool.
haul.
It was
but
chill.
Yeah, it's a good drive. Nice
Yeah.
day.
Yeah,
Jesus.
for sure. So I know you had mentioned you guys haven't really done a ton of interviews. So just taking it back to the origins of the band, could you guys give a little backstory on how you got started?
Yeah,
Me and Roman came in a
Yeah,
little bit
we-
later, but
Well, one day in high school, it was a sophomore year. Gio and I were going to the same high school, and like I would walk home with him sometimes. I didn't really know him that well, but like one time I just started
But
learning
it's
music.
funny though because I've known him since I was 10. We've
Yeah.
known each other since we were like 10 years old
Since,
because we
like,
went to the
fourth
same
grade.
elementary school. But
Okay.
we didn't actually start talking until like sophomore year because we walked the same way home and we had mutual friends. But we weren't even like musically like. I knew a little. All I knew was drums, and all he knew was piano. And
classical piano. Like I wasn't even in
nice.
like rock or anything. But one day I just got the idea. I was just like, "Yo, you want to start a band together?" And he was like, he just thought about it for a second. He was
Sure.
like, yeah. And I was like, okay. Like, and then like we just knew that we wanted to do something in music for like a little bit, but like for the longest time since we weren't like that experienced, we didn't know like how to start it until like after like 2 years later, I think it was like senior year, like things actually started getting going.
It was junior year.
Junior.
Cause we did it. Didn't really work out. We were like, we
We didn't know what we were doing at first.
we did. Phone went off, but
Yeah.
and then it didn't really go anywhere. We're like, okay, whatever, we're still friends, right? We still hung out, but I met him at another school I started going to, and he brought his guitar to school one day. We never talked before this day, and I think it's a really beautiful story. Do you want to go off about that?
Sure. So, I was the quiet lame kid at school, and so I wanted to like prove to everyone else that I was cool. So I brought my guitar, obviously, to show people I could play guitar.
sick.
And and I was like really like super into Mumford Sons, just as every high school freshman was, I think, at the time.
Of course, yeah.
And then he came up to me. He was a sophomore. I was a freshman, and so we didn't talk because that's how it works. And I was like playing, and then like I was playing. I don't remember what song we were playing.
I think it was Holland Road by Mumford and Sons.
Okay.
And he just came up and started singing it, and I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. And then we like started talking after that, and
There was like no word spoken before. Like,
Yeah,
it was
that's
like
crazy.
he was playing guitar
just walked
and
up.
I started
Nice,
singing it,
dude.
and we just kind of like give a little like look to each other, like, all right, and then we kept going, and then after that I was like, I'm Gio, and he was like, oh yeah, I'm Elijah. We have like a class together. I was like, yeah, and then the rest is history.
yeah.
Wow, that's
We
cool.
just started hanging out and stuff because we live like right next to each other.
Yeah, yeah,
So we would walk home and hang out and stuff.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Nice. So then how did you guys get... So did you come back into the
Oh
band?
yeah, so we weren't really hanging out a lot. Like we still talked and all that, but then I was like, hey, you're talented. I'm whatever. I know a guy that plays piano.
Yeah.
Why don't we do something? Like, I want you to meet this guy named Gabe. He's like, okay. And then one day after school, I was like, bring your guitar to school so you can just walk over to my house after, and then we can like jam out with Gabe. And then Gabe came over, and it was kind of cool. Like,
Nice.
it was nice. Yeah, we kind of like tried to learn each other's taste. Like in the beginning, like we just tried to like kind of take like information of
Vibe
like
with each other.
Yeah, like vibing.
Low-key
Yeah.
vibe.
Yeah, low-key
Yeah.
vibe.
Low-key vibe.
Vibe check.
Got it. Yeah, and then you guys joined?
I talked to Gio in school. We went to the same high school, like starting junior year, and we were in the same like because we had like he said we had a teacher who had like a music production class, and we would just go in and jam because he had like an electronic drum set and like guitars and basses and stuff, and we would just play, and then one day he was like, you play bass, right? Like he texted me on Instagram. He's like, you play bass, right? And I was like, yeah. He's like, you want to play bass for Snare Noise? And I was like, okay. And that was it. And then
Nice.
around the same time he joined too. It was like at the beginning of this year, like
Yeah,
around
it was
April.
Oh,
right
okay.
after their former drummer left. He texted me. It wasn't like the same day or like the day after.
I think it was a couple days after. So I met him at.
It was at a church thing.
Was that
right?
yeah? It was at church, and I saw him playing. It's like this kid who's just playing, and he was killing it on the drums.
Thank you, dude.
Shredding on the drums.
Shredding on the drums.
Yeah, I was like, wow, he's really good.
Yeah.
And I went up to him, I was like, so you're in a band, man? Like,
And
what's
I was
going
like,
on?
No. I was like, yeah, but not really.
Yeah, it was like, you know, I mess around with my friends sometimes. We do some stuff. I was like, okay, well, if you ever want to like jam out. And then like 6 months later, I was like, join my band. And he was
And then I was like, at
Nice.
first, I didn't know what that entailed. So I was like, yes, I am interested. I'll send you over my details and my information. Because I didn't know that it was cool to just be like, yeah, I'm interested. Like, we can jam.
Super
So I was trying to
official,
be
super proper.
professional and like not trying to give away that I actually really wanted to be in the band. Because Snare Noise was the first like high desert band that I was in, and then I just played around with like a few other bands. But Snare Noise is like what introduced me to the music scene, which is really cool because I have a lot of fun at each one of our shows, and that's like when you have fun on stage, people want to meet you, and that really helps get you out there and get your band
he's
Nice.
crazy. Like watching him perform, you're
It's
just like
it's
what the
so
heck?
cool.
He's on a whole nother
this
level.
dude's
That
like,
energy,
he has so
like,
much
you can,
energy.
like, feel that energy.
That's
Thank
dope.
you guys.
And it's-
appreciate that.
It's
That's
crazy
awesome.
too, cause like when I joined, we had a show like 2 days after that. After
Yeah.
he messaged me to join, he was
After,
like,
like,
"We have a
the-
show in 2 days.
Yeah.
You gotta practice." And I
Oh,
was like, "Oh,
shoot.
okay." And I went, and he was there, and so I had thought he was already in the band. I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
I
what's
thought
up?"
that
And he was
about
like,
you.
He was like, "I thought you were already in the
I
band."
thought you had
so,
been there, so I was like.
So
oh,
he
hey,
was like
Roman.
super professional about it. I was like, "Oh, what's up, man? My name's Roman." He's like, "Luke."
Pleasure to meet you, sir.
Yeah, I was like, pleasure.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
Good evening.
Pleasure.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh dang!" Like I had already like kind of knew who they were because
Yeah.
I would still go to shows even though I wasn't in the band. I would go like support and stuff. But
Nice. Got
I
it.
thought he was already in, so I was
No,
like,
I
"Oh
wasn't.
dang!"
That was like my first day there.
Yeah,
That's
me
crazy.
too. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Sick.
Yeah. So was that like the pains of being a teenager days, or?
Ooh.
Oh,
That was
gee,
way back. We
Yeah,
cycled
like,
through a lot of
your
band
tape
members.
days.
Like it was his dad drumming for us, me like a different bassist, and like that was like very
Yeah,
beginning.
pains
We
of being a
just-
teenager. Actually, I wasn't talking to either of them, so I made that one by myself. I was just like, I was like really secluded. I don't know what I was
Yeah.
going through. I was being weird, but I had Pro Tools first.
Dang.
That's what it's called, right? Pro
Yeah,
Tools
Pro
first.
Tools.
Yeah, like the free package.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I used that to record all that, and it felt very like DIY. It
Mhm.
felt like
Yeah.
it was very like relaxing to make the music.
Mhm.
And like now it's like it's still like nice, but like I'm like, oh, we have like a schedule, and like we have
Right.
to like meet with somebody to do
Yeah.
it. Like back then it was just like I do it at my own pace, and
Yeah.
and then that was actually when we started doing shows, because I made that EP, and then I got hit up with like, it was this one like agency thing. I don't know what it was. It was like, hey, want to do a pay to play
Right.
show? And like, you know, like I think every band in the beginning like went
Yeah,
through that.
For sure.
Definitely.
So like it wasn't really cool because like they take a lot of the money.
Oh, yeah.
And we're just kind of left with like a little bit.
Bad deals.
Yeah,
Very
they're really bad deals,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you know, it got us out there a little bit
Yeah.
more. So like,
It's the price you pay. It's the
For
pain
sure.
of being a teenager.
Yeah.
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But like I got hit up for it, and then I was like, dude, do you want to play guitar in like Snare Noise? Because we had been talking about doing music before that in a different project we called like Newport Street. That is probably never gonna do anything like ever, but it was this thing called Newport Street, and
Mhm.
never really. But yeah, and yeah, that was kind of
Got it.
it. And I asked both of them if they wanted to play, and then
Yeah.
it went off. Yeah.
So what's the biggest difference between the pains of being a teenager days to the new music?
So actually, right now I've been writing all the music.
Mm-hmm.
There-
And then he like presents it to us.
Yeah.
And then
And
we
he
just kind of
asked-
like
yeah.
we kind of tweak it.
We
to how
bring
we
it to
like
that
it.
level that he wants.
Yeah.
Remember one time you were like explaining your thought process. It was like he writes the structure, like has the idea, has the heart behind it, and then he'll bring it to us, and then he'll say, "This is what I'm thinking, but let me know," and like we can bring it to that level that I want to get it at, which I think it's a good process right now. It works really well.
Yeah,
really
like
good
he's
level
like
of-
blueprint, and we're like the builders.
Yeah.
It's a really
Yeah.
good level of creative freedom. Like he has the creative backbone
Something like
essentially,
that.
and like we just
Yeah.
he gives us the parts
Something like that.
and we can tweak them like to do what we want with. Like a big
Got
thing
it.
in this band is like improvising parts. Like nothing is ever like exactly the same way. When
Oh,
you play.
definitely.
I really like that about performing. It's I mean, of course we have structure,
Yeah.
but everything feels very like improvised. Even when we're performing, we're like, just do something.
do something
like-
different.
Nice.
Yeah, and
That way
we
it
always
doesn't
try
get
to
old
change
for
it up.
us.
So you always
Yeah.
hear kind of something different every time you go see
Okay.
one of
Yeah.
the shows.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
That's
really
different
cool.
in a bad way. Like we forgot to do something, but
Right.
different like conscious decision different.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you guys ever get shocked by like something
yeah.
that
Oh my
Oh,
God,
yeah.
yes.
Just random
Yes.
shit that happens.
We'll be
Yeah.
playing like I'll do something and I'll be like, yeah, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I'll look at Roman and be like, did you see that? He'll be like, that's what's up.
I look at Elijah and
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
like, oh heck
dude,
yeah,
Elijah
like we
be
just did
going
that.
off. Oh,
Yeah.
so
Dude,
good.
like we'll be playing a song and then I just hear him start hammering on his axe and I'm just like I look at Luke and Luke will look at me and we're just
We're
like,
like, dude, he's
like whoa,
doing it.
he's shredding right now. And with Luke too, like sometimes he'll have like little spurts of just like
yeah, I'll just
Yeah.
do something.
He-
yeah.
like,
He does
groovy.
things sometimes.
yeah,
it's
like,
just like
some groovy.
It's like stuff that I can't do
Things.
unless I'm performing.
Mhm.
Like I have that adrenaline, that pressure, but in a good way. It's like anxiety, but exciting.
Yeah.
So it's like I can like channel that energy and I'll freak out right before I know I'm about to do something cool. And I'm like, I just hope this goes well. And then when I land it on the one and it's solid, I'm like, yeah, I look over at Roman and Gio, I'm like, that was good, right?
Nice.
Yeah,
You
because
guys
they're
approve?
usually like right next to each other, and like
Yeah.
the best part about when something like that happens, like when something improvised and it lands so well, like
Yeah.
we all hear it and we all feel it too. So
Yeah.
it just kind of
It's
like
cool.
brings up like our performance
Yeah.
level a little
It's
bit.
pretty
We just
cool,
kind of
yeah.
like feed off that.
That's cool. Man, you guys are selling this live show very well.
Yeah, you guys
I
should
wanna
do
go
it.
see
great.
it.
I
Yeah.
feel like they're really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And then just taking it back one more time, what was it inside you that made you want to start this band or even to start making music?
Rock band. I played rock band a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah, dude.
One day, rock band like kind of started like the whole like music and rock and
Yeah.
different types of rock and like there's all that. And the only thing I knew how to play was it's kind of actually the name of like Snare Noise. The name came from me going to Guitar Center when I was like 7, and I went to the snare drum. I went to the acoustic sets that they have at Guitar Center.
Yeah.
And I went up to like the guy at the counter. I was like, 7-year-old Gio, like, can I have a drumstick? And he was like, yeah, sure, buddy. And then he gave it to me. He gave me like a pair. And I went up to the acoustic drum set and I was like, And I hit the snare drum.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I like that.
Yeah.
And that was the whole thing. It was,
That's cool.
the drums were my first instrument.
Drums are the best instrument. No.
It's like, if you want to hear the most concise origin story of Snare Noise, just look at the title. Like that.
Right.
That is
It's-
the origin
it's-
story.
The whole it's everything. It's
That's
the
cool.
whole reason for why this is
everything.
happening.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Yeah.
cool. That is very cool. Nice.
Good.
So the way I found out about you guys was actually through the Licks. When I had them over, they were talking about, or they had listed a few names and told me about you guys, and
Right.
then we had been in touch over Instagram and all that. It seems like the high desert music scene is a pretty tight knit family. Can you guys speak to that? Like coming up in that scene?
Yeah, I mean, well, I started because of the Licks. Like, mostly I was talking to Chad, the main guy, like the main singer guy, and he kind of I kind of like look up to him like as like a mentor in a way, because like just like from where I was coming from, like I didn't even know there was like a music scene before like I made, because the first song I actually like put out was this old song called I Want a Girl, and it was like 50s style. It's kind of cheesy, but like we still play it, like people like it.
Good stuff.
It's a cool song.
Yeah, and I didn't even know about a music scene until like Chad invited us to like to a show that he was playing like in the high desert, and I was like, okay, and we all went to it that night, and it was really cool.
Nice.
It was a good crowd. lately though, it seems a little bit smaller, but I think it's just because like, you know, people go to college, like all the people that were into it, like they've like moved away, they got busy with other things, but it's still like there's still a scene there.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
It's a bit smaller now.
Yeah,
It's still close knit though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see
Still
the same
see the
familiar faces
Yeah.
after a while, and then you eventually meet them, or if they dig your music, they'll be like, "Hey, great performance," and then you can introduce yourself, you know, switch socials and stuff,
Yeah.
and that's how
like
you start to get to know other
everyone
bands.
kind of knows everyone there.
Nice. Yeah, I think another person in the high desert, I guess that's I respect a lot, and we've talked a little bit, and the Licks mentioned them again. But the last Magna. Is that-
Last Magna.
Julian.
He's
Yeah.
he's recording
my
our
genie.
album. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
No, yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah,
really cool,
he like
man.
I love what he's doing. I love his
For sure.
sessions.
Yeah.
Go check out the last Magna.
Super
He's-
unique.
he's
Living
great.
room sessions.
Yeah,
Check
straight
them
up.
out.
Yeah, super fresh.
He's making it like his own thing. He's not trying to copy a format. He's like,
Yeah.
it's the living room sessions. Like, it's a big deal. It's not a big deal as far
yeah.
as like everyone there knows, but if you know, you really respect him.
Yeah.
He's a super
Yeah.
cool dude.
Nice. And you said he's working on the album, or he's
Yeah.
producing it?
He is, yeah. So we've been working on this album for like, I think a little over. Remember that one day we were like, yeah, we're done, but then everything like changed. Like,
We're just trying to take our time, make sure it's nice and good, nice
Yeah.
and groovy.
it's actually it's done. It needs to be mixed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Nice. And is that like the 3 singles you have on Spotify right now? Are those a part of the album?
One is
One is.
Don't Take My Love.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one right before We'll Be Fine. We'll Be Fine is not gonna be. We'll Be Fine. I wrote that like in.
Yeah,
I was.
he texted me. He's like, because we were gonna have practice for like band practice, but he was busy. He was busy, and he was
Everyone-
busy. Yeah, they
Yeah,
were
I was
all
just-
busy
yeah.
except for me. So I go
Was
over.
that the night you made it?
Yeah,
You were like,
and-
it's cool if you don't come. Everybody can't make it except for Roman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was the only one that
Whoa.
went, and he was like, "Hey, you still have your iRig, right?" Which is like,
sick.
like what we just record with like on.
You can like
GarageBand
plug it in
stuff.
and like
Yeah.
use it in
Okay.
GarageBand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
USB.
Yeah,
mixing
so
it.
he was like, I go over and I was like, "Where's everybody?" He's like, "Oh yeah, they're not coming." And I was like, "Oh, well, what do you want to do?" He's like, "You want to make a song?"
That's cool.
I was like, "Well, I don't see why not." Like,
I
when did
I
you
hopped on
rec-
the guitar like that night and I just started like and I released it that night.
I was
Like
gonna
that
say,
same night.
Yeah,
was that
like-
that same night?
he was
that
like,
Yeah.
"What do you
released
think
it?
about this?"
Dang,
And then from
dude.
there, we just kind of like took off. And then like,
What?
I had to leave, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna
I
post it
I
tonight."
did all the instruments and then he was like, I need to go. I said, okay, and I used where is it? The headphones for the iPhone.
Yeah, that's
I
what we
used that
as
to
our
record
microphone.
the vocals.
What?
Yeah,
he just put a pop filter right in front of it.
I put a pop. It was
Dang.
weird. I
It
wish I
was
had
so
a picture
cool.
of it, but like,
Yeah.
I hung the earpiece around like the pop filter, and I recorded it like that because like it was popping. Like I tried recording it, but
course,
then I was
yeah.
like, no, I'm not gonna do that. So then I was like, what can I do? Because I don't have like I don't have a mic to use. So I just pulled it out and I started using that, and I thought it was really cool because
It sounds good.
And then
It sounded good.
he was like, "What are you gonna do about the vocals?" I was like, "I'll write something." And like in that 20-minute span from when he left, like 20 minutes later, I already had the vocals recorded,
That's sick.
and they
And,
were
like-
and I came up with the lyrics. Like it just came naturally to me. It was really weird because I don't
Yeah.
regularly write songs like that.
Yeah.
And I think it was a bop.
Yeah, it was really
Yeah,
cool. Like
cool.
I had to go to work, and like I was like, "Dude, I gotta go to work. When
Yeah.
you post it, tell me." He texted me, "Bro, I just posted like 2
Wait,
seconds."
so you just
ago."
like mixed it on the spot and
Yeah,
like
well,
Yeah, I did everything on
That's
GarageBand.
crazy.
Yeah, because
Wait,
you
wait,
can
wait.
add like effects on it too.
yeah, so you did like the
Sweet.
reverb and all that?
Yeah, you
All on
could
GarageBand.
you can
Wow.
add that all on GarageBand. It's
This
pretty
is all
cool.
new to me because it just was released.
Yeah.
So like I didn't know the whole backstory of it.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. What
That's-
about the music video for it? What did you do for that?
It wasn't even like a music video. We
It was
just
just you were in your
made a
room,
little
just
like teaser for it.
It's like a little
He filmed
visuals.
it on
The black and white.
Yeah, on
video,
this
right?
phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if that's gonna come out like a full
No,
thing.
no.
Oh,
It was
okay.
just a little teaser for
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
We were talking about planning. We were planning on like making a music video for "We'll Be Fine." Like right now we're just like throwing ideas out, but we're
Yeah.
gonna work
Yeah.
on something.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
That's
pretty cool.
insane.
It was
'cause
just
that's
like
super cool.
one night. Just hey, dude, let's make a song.
Yeah.
It
And
wasn't
that's when it
actually even
happened.
my plan. We were just supposed to practice, but I was feeling like, oh man, nobody showed up, and I was like, hey,
Let's make a song.
Yeah, And I just picked up the guitar, and you know the lead line, the
Dun, dun, dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun. Yeah.
dun, 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 dun. I didn't even know like what to do. I just started like doing like a scale, and then I started doing that, and then I was like, oh, I like that.
Damn.
And then it just
kind of like flowed.
That is so cool
Yeah.
because I think that's a song you sent me, or whoever on Instagram sent me one. And
Yeah.
it like blew me away. I was
Yeah.
like, holy shit,
Thank you.
these
Yeah.
kids need to come on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That,
Thank you
that
so
song
much,
is
yeah.
so good.
Yeah, I worked so hard on that song. Like, man, it was
Dude, all this
so
guy.
much work that I put in.
Well, you did a great job. You did a great job.
Thank you.
So then what's upcoming? What's in the plans for the
Trying to
foreseeable
expand
future?
into
Yeah.
like
Trying to
new
play
like
different
into other
shows
scenes and
and, like,
everything because
yeah.
like we talked about like the Hesperia scene and like it's getting like a little smaller right now, so like we're just trying to, and we also want to get more exposure so like more people can listen to us, so
Yeah.
we can like spread our music more. Like we're gonna go to San Diego soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to
and
say that.
we might have a little thing going on in San Francisco. Like we're still planning that out, but like we're
Nice.
just trying to expand, like go to other areas, you know.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Also the album. The
Definitely.
album's gonna come out, but I think I'm hoping this month.
Yeah.
I'm set on this month, but I mean, you know, just
Early
try-
Christmas present.
Oh,
Hopefully, yeah.
We'll see.
Early Christmas.
Yeah.
Nice.
Actually, the album is like, so I don't know if you heard us talking about the song "Up All Night."
Hmm.
It's actually the album's called "Up All Night."
Okay.
That was kind of I wrote the name of the album first, like, okay, "Up All Night." That's what I wanted to be called.
Right.
And then I was like, okay, well, I think we should have a song, you know. So I
Called
wrote
Up All Night.
that song called "Up All Night," and I think it's like the boppiest of the bops in
Definitely.
that album.
Nice.
It's groovy. Definitely makes you want to do this at the show.
Yeah. You
Hell
can't
yeah.
you can't
Exactly.
sit still or stand
Definitely,
still
yeah.
and listen to that.
It's like
Nice.
from the beginning, it has like that groove to it, and it's
Easily.
I had a lot of fun writing it. It's a lot different from like everything else on the
And it
album.
was cool when we were writing, or not writing, but when he first introduced it to us. I think the second practice, we practiced it. I was playing, like the drum part of it, it's straight. And so basically, the musicians will know, but like it's straight. And so his dad came in, he was like, here, let me show you something. And so he got behind the drum set, and then he was like Gio play. So Gio was playing, and then he started doing this thing that he heard from some worship song. And it was like a shuffle instead of straight, and it was really cool. And I was like, I definitely want to use that. And so really his dad wrote the drum part. He wrote like the feel of it, and then I took it to like where I wanted it to be.
I
That's
wrote
cool.
the
Yeah.
staccato piano.
Yeah.
It's so
Um,
cool
really
too, because
cool,
like
man.
his like sometimes we'll be practicing in the room and his dad will be in the living room watching TV, and he'll come and he's like, "You should play like this," and
That's
he'll
cool.
like give little tips, and I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
dang, that's
That's
kinda
dope.
Ned has a good ear. I think
Awesome.
I got it from him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Dude.
cool. Yeah, good shout out to your dad.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to
Shout out
father.
Mr. Sanchez.
Danny the Phantom drummer.
If you're watching this, I love you.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm very excited to hear the album, as I'm sure
Oh,
a lot
it's
of
gonna be
people are.
good, Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout
Is
out
there?
Last Magna.
Yeah, is there any other
Yes.
shout outs you guys wanted to say before we sign off?
Leon Canoe, The Licks,
The licks, definitely
Yeah.
the licks.
Oh.
Juniper Park.
Juniper Park.
Park,
Yeah.
yeah.
Elijah's in Juniper Park.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shred Master here.
Nice.
So good.
Anything you wanna shout out?
Mm.
You weren't really
What are you talking about?
say something, man. Come on. Come on.
Drink water.
Yeah.
Stay hydrated.
Drink,
Drink
stay
water.
hydrated.
I just want to like shout out like my drive for music. Basically, like I wouldn't be putting myself out here if it weren't for like my love of music, just like my love for drums, my family, like God, my relationship with like people in my church and stuff, because they like really believe in me, and like I'm lucky because I feel like typically people don't have good experiences with religious people. Like you get judged for playing secular places.
Right.
But like a lot of people in my church, they're like, oh, like I'm excited for you, and when I can't make it, I'll cancel like my planning services or something. They'll be like, oh, you have a show in Pomona? And he's like, dude, good luck. And I'm like, so I feel really like I feel even more motivated that people actually like care enough to go out of their way to encourage me, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
And especially like all my bandmates like complimenting me and stuff. Like I forget sometimes that like this isn't just about me. Like I feel sometimes isolated like when I'm playing a live show, but then I realize like everybody here is having a great time. Like I need to get outside myself and like give the audience a good time and give my bandmates a good time.
Nice.
So,
It's about the music. It's about the experience
exactly.
and the love that you
all
can
about the
experience with the
music,
people
man.
you're around.
All about the
If
music.
you get too
man.
inside of yourself, it'll just sound
Yeah.
mundane almost, you know?
Yeah.
Just-
Yeah, because I can play completely still.
Yeah.
I can do that, but it sucks and it's
Yeah.
not fun for anybody.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's cool. Do you guys all kind of feel that way? Like this
Yeah,
has brought a sense of community.
I do
Yeah.
actually
Yeah,
like
that's
playing
cool.
with them. Like kind of like brings me up in a way. Like
Yeah.
and like
Cheers
it
me
makes
up.
me better than I could ever like make myself.
Yeah.
It's definitely made, it helped
Aw.
me be a better person. Like,
Yeah.
like I don't know, just I was really lost before Snare Noise. Like this thing kind of helped me out a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shout out
Yeah.
shout out Gio for letting
Shout
me
out to
join.
Gio.
Yeah.
Shout out to
If
Gio,
I never
man.
got that
Let's go.
text, I don't know what I'd be doing right now.
Same. I wouldn't
And thank
know
you,
anybody
Chad,
that I
for
know
like
right now.
having us.
Of course, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank
you. Yeah.
Dude, that was ridiculously positive. I love
Yeah.
that so much.
Yeah.
That was very, very cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
So yeah, thank you guys so much for
Of
driving
course,
down
a
and
pleasure.
being
Of
on.
course.
Yeah, stay tuned. We're gonna get into some music right now. But yeah, thank you guys so much.
Thank you for having
Yeah.
me.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Stay tuned.
Cool.
Sweet.
Hey, we're Snare Noise, and we're vibing with Chad from Home of Chad's. And this first song is called Up All Night. just wanted you to know. All right. Yeah. Hi, this one's called I Want a Girl. I want a girl that will treat me right, stay up all night when I'm down. I want a girl that will run away with me someday out of town. A girl that will give me attention and her love always, always. That will bring me joy and won't ever walk away. Yeah, I want a girl that will treat me right and sleep all night with me. And remember, she's mine until the end of time. We'll be happy. A girl that will give me attention and her love always, always. That will bring me joy and won't ever walk away. Yeah, I want a girl. Oh, I want a girl. I want a girl. I want a something like that, yeah. This last one's called Desert Night Skies and it goes like this. Looking at the desert stars without you, it's like seeing your face from afar. That hurts too. And I know that I've told you before, you're all that I love
desert night skies. I see it in your eyes. Those desert night skies. I see it in your eyes. Girl, it pulls me, yeah, it pulls me down. You always see you hanging around without me. And I know that you've heard this before, but I'm the one for you, I'm sure. So baby, come in close to my love, my love. Things will never change unless we change them. And peace will not sustain unless we fix this wrong. Until then, I'll be singing this song.